We are live.
From
Welcome
Franklinton.
to Bean Bros, presented by Gray Area Tastings. It's Bean Bros with a Z. We're special, very special.
With a Z.
My name is Mo.
My name's Alex.
Yes, and we're the Bean Bros, baby.
We are the Bean
We are
Bros.
here at One Line Coffee downtown off of Rich Street. We are in Columbus for those watching outside of Columbus.
In the Franklinton Arts District.
Beautiful district.
The beautiful Franklin Arts District.
So we are here to taste one of One Line's coffees today for the very first time.
We got a new one today.
Yeah, it's the Ethiopia Nguisse Nare.
Nguisse Nare, you've done that well done. If you guys can pronounce that better than us, then go right ahead.
What
And
flavors?
it's spelled Nguisse.
Yes.
And this one, ooh, I'm excited to try this one, Cadell.
Too. I'm very excited.
This came highly recommended from the barista. Highly recommended. His favorite. He said, if you're looking for something fruity, then this is it.
This is the source of the fruit.
Yeah.
What's the
So
flavors?
the flavor is apricot, hibiscus, cranberry sauce.
Mhm.
Who doesn't like a little Thanksgiving dinner in their coffee? And then raspberry. So that's some power fruits right there. Hibiscus. Oh, normally you're gonna find that in tea. Watch out, it's in the coffee.
It's in the coffee. It's in the
apricot, cranberry sauce, raspberry. What do you say we have a sip, Cadell?
Let's have a sip.
I like to swish it around in my mouth a little bit like a sommelier.
Man.
No, that is fantastic. Oh, perfect body. Wow.
Really thin.
Damn.
Really thin mouthfeel. Just swishes around really
that's
lightly.
Nice, but the flavor, I get the apricot out the gate.
A lot of apricot.
It's like, oh, that.
But
ooh.
that cranberry
wait,
sauce?
hold on. Let that settle in. That aftertaste?
The aftertaste
Oh,
is incredible.
It's still hitting.
It's incredible.
Lady,
so
this is a...
I get a lot of that cranberry sauce for sure. The cranberry sauce is made. The hibiscus is like a light undertone. You you definitely get a little bit of that more so on the aftertaste.
Yeah, I think that's what it brings it down. You get hit with the apricot, and then it's like after, like, ooh, this is
that cranberry sauce. You get that texture, you get that, and the flavor. You get both of them a lot. And the raspberry is always subtle to me.
Mm-hmm.
Raspberry is never a flavor that sticks out a lot to me.
Have another sip. I'd take a little more raspberry this time. Again, with that aftertaste, man, that's great. The flavor just keeps punching.
This is the kind of coffee that, like, I can't drink this very often because I want to have like 6 cups of these a day.
You're crazy. I'll drink this every day, all day.
Yeah, I mean, but like I have to do things like this in moderation.
I see. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so while we're still getting settled with the coffee, enjoying this flavor, we've got a couple things to talk about today. We've got a couple topics.
Some things.
And the first is, okay, I don't know what's going on outside of Ohio. I don't know if this is a Midwest thing or a national thing.
We can't speak for the rest of the nation.
Can't speak for the rest of the nation, but I can speak for Columbus. This Roundabouts thing is becoming a problem.
What's the deal with Roundabouts? No, really though.
I'm dead serious.
It's crazy.
They're throwing these things everywhere, and like, okay, so I've been to Italy before.
Yeah,
this is the only time I've been outside the country. Italy, they got giant roundabouts, and it makes sense. You're like, oh, these things have been there for thousands of years. Yeah, and like people been traveling.
Back when it made sense, when they were on chariots.
Yes, and like in overseas, it makes sense because you're like, well, they don't have arrows and stuff. Everybody knows the flow. You just go through, but there's big ones. They're not these small ones like you have in Columbus, where you're like, okay, some of them you're like, this is helping traffic. It's helping the flow of traffic. Other ones, you're like, you guys didn't have anything else better to do with my tax dollars.
Let's turn this intersection into a roundabout. We got all this money. What should we do with it?
And they treat it like that, like
it's
a prize for the citizens.
You take something that's a perfect invention, the good old-fashioned intersection, classic 4-way stop, 2-way stop, throw a light up there, and let's just make it 17 different things you got to pay attention to and do. Why? I don't know, man.
They already tried to get fancy with the one-ways. The one ways are something that no longer.
Let's just throw a one way in the middle of an intersection with 8 different merging lanes. Yeah, that sounds great.
Let's turn a
godforsaken idea was this?
4-lane road that has traffic going both ways into all of a sudden you can make a left here. Yeah. You can all of a sudden make a left.
Don't you go right though,
dude?
Don't you go right?
It's out of control. But the roundabouts thing, especially if you're in the suburbs in Columbus, you know that this is a major
uncalled
issue.
For.
Yeah, I mean, and they're throwing them in places where it's like, okay, now you're making this longer for me. You're making this like more of a route than me just shooting. Like, okay, perfect example on the Dublin-Hilliard borderline. Off of what is that? Scioto.
Wherever it is,
Derby.
So,
man, I'm drawing a blank on it. Oh, right. Sheer Rings.
Okay,
it's Sheer Rings Road.
Got a location
now. So if you're driving down Cosgray, you make a right on the Sheer Rings. They have like 2 roundabouts. It used to be a straight shot. You make a right, straight shot. Now there was a roundabout at Sheer Rings and Cosgray, but you make that right on the Sheer Rings, straight shot down to a light. Make a left, hop on the 270.
Nice.
Real smooth.
Nice and smooth.
Real smooth. Yeah, there's a little bit of traffic area now and then, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
They threw in 2 roundabouts on the same road, and it's not even that long of a road.
Yeah.
They threw in 2 roundabouts, and one of them is just to get back up to that light.
You ever get through a roundabout and you feel like you conquered something? Like, whew, made it through that one. It's like you get to the other side, you're back on your 2-way street. You're like, you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Like, damn, that shit was crazy.
If that wasn't such a dead-on description of the way you're
coming up on one, you're like, oh boy,
you're in the last part of that turn. You're swinging around. And you hit the gas a little bit.
Let me get out of this. I'd like to see the numbers on acceleration speed post roundabout.
I feel like I have conquered when I swerve out of that.
You go into battle and you get out of battle.
I'm moving.
Yeah, man.
I'm moving.
Oh man, now, so roundabouts. Yeah,
I'll tell you, the longer that I've sat with this coffee, it is sneakily strong.
Oh yeah,
it's got a little kick to it.
Yeah,
and that kick went right into my rear end. But I feel it. I feel it right.
It's a good kick.
My gluteus maximus is hurting a little bit. Yeah, it really whipped me up into shape.
Yeah,
because it's been a long day for me. It's been a long day. Now we had another.
Go perk you right up. A fruity perk
right up. Kroger.
Yeah, dude.
Now Kroger, I know Kroger is in other states for sure.
There's
like a line in the country where all of a sudden there's no more Kroger's.
Turns into like Publix. Piggly Wiggly and which is the greatest name ever. By the way,
it turns into other stuff once you get south and west. But
maybe it's going on over there too. But bring up your point here. This is what's going on at Kroger.
It's life threatening. It's life threatening. So I moved down to Columbus from.
The food is still great. Keep in mind the food's delicious.
The ingredients are still the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The food there is phenomenal.
Yeah.
They got fresh fish, fresh meat.
Poultry. Yeah, the fresh. Oh yeah.
I shout out to Kroger.
Yeah.
Okay. But we are both from the Cleveland area. Okay. We grew up with certain stores. When I moved down here 18 years ago, now going on 19, Kroger was this is a new shiny thing.
Yeah.
We've had Giant Eagle. Giant Eagles.
Kroger. It sounds like it could be French or something.
We think Kroger is, and they're, we moved down here. Krogers are clean. They're nice. They're big.
Oh yeah.
Then they expanded into Kroger Marketplace.
Yeah.
Which every grocery store now has to have a market version of it, which is just bigger with more food and it's more expensive. Whatever.
Yeah.
Kroger was a fine establishment 19 years ago. Now when I go to Kroger, like a few days ago, I need to just go to the bathroom. I'll stop at a Kroger. It's Kroger. There are security cameras everywhere in the parking lot that have blue lights flashing. And I'm like, when did Kroger become Iraq?
Is this a crime scene? I'm just trying to get some cold cuts, man.
If there's that many cameras there, they're still having a crime problem.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, now, and that's not the first time I've been to a Kroger and I've looked around and been like, I didn't know that I had to look over my shoulder in a Kroger parking lot.
Yeah.
Now, if you go out into the burbs a little bit of ways, Kroger's are normal again. Suburban Kroger's. But in the city, Kroger's have become a problem. And I'm worried for my life when I go to Kroger now. So Kroger, do something about that. Clean up the streets.
Keep those cold cuts though. It's great. They're great. Mm-hmm. Now on to the next segment that I haven't told you about that we're introducing to this podcast. It's called our.
You should always introduce
random business cards of the day.
Random business cards.
Being at coffee shops, I figured what a good idea to pick up a couple of random business cards, give them a shout out. So these were on the community board here. First, we have. I haven't looked at these really yet. Remax Partners, Lindsay Teeter. Lindsay Teeter, ladies and gentlemen.
Lindsay Teeter. Shout out to Lindsay Teeter.
Real estate consultant.
She does good work.
Looking for some consulting?
She does real good work.
Lindsay Teeter is the way to go.
Lindsay Teeter.
And Remax Partners.
Can we get a phone number on Lindsay?
You can get a phone number, 614-330-1581 for your realty consulting.
Shout out to Lindsay. Shout out to Lindsay.
Next we have Marianne Phillip. Marianne Phillip with the beautiful card. Look at this.
Man.
Look at this. You got to be an artist.
One of a kind human being too, by the way.
Oh, amazing. Unbelievable. A name like that, MP, they call her on the streets. Mm-hmm. Marianne Phillip. You can find her on Instagram.
Map. Shout out to Big Map out there.
Matt, Marianne
Map out
Phillip.
in the streets.
You can find her on Instagram or on Facebook. And she has a keyword.
Nice.
Art impressions. Beautiful art.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Find
art.
Matt. Ask her what her favorite coffee is at one
There you have it, our two local shout outs of the day, Marianne Phillip and Lindsay Teeter. Keep doing your thing. Doing great.
Now, I'm about halfway through this cup of coffee now. No real changes. Still very nice, very light.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is still one of those, like, I could drink this every day, all day.
Every day, man.
But I try to switch it up, you know.
Yeah, this could be my morning go-to for a while. I said that seriously. Because it really, the fruit is not overpowering.
It's not.
But it's flavorful. Sometimes with the fruit, it just becomes too acidic. But this is like, whoo. Wow, well, it's a delightful thing to drink, really.
We had another coffee recently. Hold on, cut.
Okay, so, no, hold on.
I just want to make sure this is still recording. Yep, we're still on.
Okay,
we're good. Okay.
Sorry for the interruption, folks.
Let me cut back in.
That was our sponsor, Walmart, trying to get us for a bigger deal, but we're holding out. We're in the middle of a business negotiation.
I'm about to do my cut take. Hold on. So we had this coffee the other day that was from a very nice establishment. It was a little bit on the fruitier end. Had a dominant citrusy flavor to it, and it was delicious. Do not get me wrong, but it was a bit overpowering.
Yeah,
just a bit, you know. But it just wasn't in a bad way. But I could see how somebody who may not.
That's why I could see you drinking 6 or 7 of these. You know what I mean? It's like
this.
How it could be. You got to keep this one in moderation.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't do this very often. But I might even add a teaspoon or 2 of sugar in here, see what happens.
Oh, turn it up like that.
I might see what happens.
Oh, man, the coffee faithfuls are turning in their graves. Maybe. But, yeah, I'll keep mine black, guys.
Keep it.
Well, it's been a delightful cup of coffee and another great episode. Thank you, One Line Coffee in Franklinton.
Yep.
Check them out here.
Yep.
Try their Ethiopia blend. It's absolutely amazing.
Nguisse Nare. Thank you for joining us here on beanbroz, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, guys. Ooh.